Today we are going to have a look at the SPCC module, that is the Sale Price Charge Control. First of all, I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and if you answer yes to any of these questions, the Sale Price Charge Control module might benefit you. First question, is profit on your sales being reduced or even causing a loss because there is no control over how much a sales price can be reduced? Are you not making enough margin on your sales because the sales price can be changed by reps or counter staff? And do you want to prevent sale prices from being adjusted too much? So as I said, if you answered yes to any of these questions, the Sale Price Charge Control module might benefit you. So what can it do for you? You can set a limit on the percentage discount given for certain categories of products for certain users. You can have super users who can allow or deny the discounts. You can record who gave a discount. You can record who authorized a discount and for what reason. And a sale will be prevented from continuing until the discount is either approved or discarded. And the best way to explain this is by example. I have set up 4 main categories of products and assigned them to some of my products. I have set up 4 categories: bone anchors, cages, spacers, and everything else. I'm logged in here as a POS user and have set limits on the percentages that they can reduce prices. So I've set 10% on bone anchors, 20% on cages, 10% on spacers, and 0% on everything else. Now, when the POS user here creates a sales document, and if the prices are reduced by those percentages, another user can come along and authorize those changes, and they will have different limits on the product categories. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create a sales invoice. Okay, I'm going to add 3 products. Now, the customer doesn't matter, it applies to all customers. Okay, so I'm just using cash as an example. I'm going to pick my veterinary group products. Okay, so the first product I'm going to add is a 2.7mm bone anchor, which costs $12.99. And the percentage discount allowed here is 10%. So if I just change the price to 11.89, that's okay because it is within the 10% limit. However, if I change it down to €11, change the price to €11, I immediately see there's an issue. I get 2 warnings, this little triangle here on the line item, and I see this orange banner across the bottom which says authorization is required, and the button grant is visible. Okay, so at the moment I can still add products, so I can add more products and change their prices. So I'm going to add a medium cage here, which is $69.99. And the max discount allowed here is 20%. So the price if the price is between $55.99 and $69.99, that's acceptable. However, a price of $55.98 or below is not. So if I change my price to €55, okay, I can see that I get a liable for authorization message here, my yellow triangle, because the price is now outside the 20% limit that's allowed. So this also must be authorized. And then the third one is if I add a spacer, a 6mm spacer, its normal price is $189, so 10% allows me to reduce the price to $171. So if the price is $170 or below, it's outside the authorization limit and must be approved. So if I change my price to $165 here, okay, this must also be approved. Okay, so I can't approve it myself, right? So I don't have permission to grant my own discounts. Okay, so we call Orson over to approve the discounts. And if he's busy, we can put it on hold and until he comes over. So eventually Orson comes over and he clicks on grant. Okay, and he can type in his PIN or swipe a card. That's up to your type of POS screen. So we put in his PIN and hit enter. and this little box comes up where he must enter a reason for granting the discount. And he just says, because I can, and click the grant button. Okay. Okay, and down the bottom you'll notice that the authorization is granted, is now displayed in green, and we have an option for discard, and our warning triangles have been removed from the line items. Okay, now I can't add more items to this transaction because the document cannot be changed as it is already authorized. Okay, so I could, however, discard the authorization, add more products and get it authorized again. So if I just do that, do I want to authorize that? Because it's the same. Actually, can I get 2 of those at that price? So we increase the quantity. I say, Orson, can you authorize this again? And he does. He comes over and he authorizes it again. And they changed quantity, grant, and then I can take payment. Okay, so take payment and finish the transaction. Okay, so this is how authorization works on the POS. It would also have worked on sales orders and delivery dockets, but on the POS. But if we look at Insight itself, if we exit POS, we'll see that the same system applies. So if I create a sales quotation, a sales order, a delivery docket, or a sales invoice, and reduce the prices, the document will have to be authorized. Okay, so I create an order, hit Control O. Okay, and choose my customer, who is Buster Products. And I'm going to add in 3 products. Okay, so I'm just going to use product quick entry because I know the codes. See, it's CAG001. Search for that. I want 1, press tab, click OK. The next one is 27M001. I want to add 1, tab, OK. And the third one is TUB003. Search, enter my quantity, hit tab, and then OK, and then cancel this. So now I've got my 3 products added here. Small cage. So the sale price including VAT is $49.98, and the sale price without VAT. We're going to concentrate on that. So if I just turn on in cell edit here just to make it a little bit easier, and I start reducing my prices. So I'm going to reduce the price on the cage down to €30, which will be outside our 20% limit. Okay, and then we see this liable for authorization warning triangle on the item, and we see this authorization tab here with a yellow warning triangle as well. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the price on the bone anchor as well to $9.60. Okay, that is again outside the 10% limit allowed. So we get the same warning triangle on this item that it's liable for authorization. On the third item, we're going to change it to 141, which is within our 10% allowed. So this is not liable for authorization. Okay, so we need Orson to come along again and approve it. So when he gets here, he will go into the authorization tab. Like he does, we don't have to switch users. You stay in the same document. You use the authorization tab, click the grant button. Orson puts in his PIN, hits enter, and puts in his reason for changing the price and grants it. Okay, the price is reduced. Okay, so what happens here is that the sale price has been reduced. Now that the document has been authorized, we've got a little green tick here beside the authorization tab. We can change the prices. Okay, it says the sale price cannot be changed as the document is already authorized. Okay, so we can't change prices. So I'll put that back to 30. Okay, so I can't change anything, so I just save it. Okay, So similar to POS, the authorization can be cancelled and the document changed further. So if a document is liable to authorization, it cannot be saved as unposted and it cannot be saved as cancelled. It must be authorized or the price is changed back. So the users basically, they don't have a way around it. Okay. The same theory applies to sale documents, to other sale documents to prevent losses on sales. So we can also just have a quick look, if the users have permission to look at this profit analysis tab of a document, we can have a quick look and see if there's a loss being made overall, if you're happy with a loss on one product, if you need to adjust anything. Okay, so now I'm going to log in as Orson for a moment. I'm going to switch to Orson's user and I'm going to open the sales ledger. Okay, and I have a view here, I think. Discounts given by. Okay, and I just need to change this a little bit. Okay, so on the sales grid view, authorization fields are available to anyone who gives discounts. So we've got fields for, I just go into the columns here, authorization, date and time, authorization grantee, authorization grantor, authorization grantor comment, and authorization request details. So basically it's recording who requested the authorization to discount the prices, who gave it, and what was the date and time, and what comment did they enter. Okay, and what we can do is we can actually create a pivot. So if you want to find out who gives the most discounts to whom, we can see that Orson is our biggest offender here. He gives more discounts to the POS user than Paul does. Okay, so that is the sale price charge control module. And at the start, we asked the questions, is the profit on your sales being reduced? Are you not making enough of a margin on your sales because the price is being reduced? And do you want to prevent the sale price from being reduced too much? And if you answered yes to these questions, any of these questions, this module might benefit you. Thank you.